Edward.
Indecision, perhaps you could call it, as Zeus does a lot of damage, but they'll find a frag.
Essa bola é pesada. A Carlinhos, tá leve. A bola tem leve, olha o que ele faz.
We already stated that Na'Vi are going to be backed up against the wall in this half.
Nico as well, taking down Simple, creates a bit more of a stir. Sure, Season Zeus both combined for the trades, but is it going to be enough?
They've got the bomb plant, they've got M4s and a UMP. The emphasis now on to Heroic. Flashbang and Molotov in their hands. No defuse kit though. HP very good. Seized and Zeus completely unharmed here, as they're going to split. One down short, one coming from Library. Seized finds SE tag, so it's all on Yugi to come forth now and try and open it up, but it's almost impossible. Finds the first, but C's able to trade it quickly. And Na'Vi have done it. Reset. CZ's up close on the A site. Just caught Heroic off guard.
An inch is all the difference. Just a tiny bit below the head. Doesn't quite work out. And certainly something that's so favorable for the Na'Vi lineup. Kind of avoided the pistol cliche, avoided the fact that it gives away a potential few rounds. Are very valuable for Na'Vi right now, and I'm kind of glad we did, because now we get to talk about the hype behind Na'Vi getting that second follow-up, shutting down Heroic before they can get going, forcing them into these dodgy scenarios with the Kevlar, the mixed out kind of deagle play. When Na'Vi should be in the lead, they should feel in control. This is where Zeus is at his best.
How does he direct his squad? Make them dance for him like puppets on a string to pull Na'Vi into a tied position and then perhaps a lead here on Inferno. Yugi does take down Seized with his deagle. We saw it on Overpass. Do not doubt this man. Snappy up close, gonna look for Edward here as the flash does go out. In fact, a smoke to hold people back. Nico to try and hold his path. Where they go? Around the corner. They've got the bomb. Snappy doing his best, but Edward tags him right on down and will be able to finish the job with the UMP.
Na'Vi continue to waltz on forward now, looking to see if they can get themselves on towards the A site as they begin to wrap themselves around, just squeezing everyone out from each and every angle they hide themselves within. It's like unwrapping that early Christmas present, except this time around, the only thing that's inside is a bomb plant and a site, something that, in fairness, you desperately want. Na'Vi look to continue to build themselves into this. Of course, 9-9 will now be the scoreline. Closer than ever.
Heroic not wanting to give up any members here, keep those ZZs and Deagles, means they don't have to reinvest them, plus the flash and the smoke.
It's the Kevlar more than anything else.
As well, yes.
They don't really care about Yugi and his Deagle. He's expendable. He's almost a distraction, you could argue. Nico, on the other hand, he's got a helmet, which is even more value, let alone the smoke and the flash, as you mentioned. Body armor for a 3-tag. Not as much, but still very important. I mean, it gives them a bit more to do in this next round, no matter what.
$4 grand when you're not spending any. Definitely worthwhile for Heroic. Does it ultimately open them up to win the next round? Probably not. But it gives them the tools that that they should have had. They would have had if they went for that defusal.
Quickfire fantasy scenario.
Go for it.
They peek banana. Flamey dies to Nico. Nico is able to sprint forward, pick up that AK-47, pick up that M4, whatever it may be, and now he has a weapon with a helmet. Everything's gravy.
All right. You heard it here. BSE Tao your Yugi though. So your quick fire I'm going to deduct you points, B-. But it's a possibility. Like that's the whole point of it. You're able to just bring something to this round that you wouldn't normally had. Na'Vi going to play this one slowly. Going to just really inch out. Make sure they check all those angles. Use that utility to force any hiding heroic members out. Yugi with the deagle. Looking for seized. Gonna try and line up the shot. Does hit it. Can he do it again? Oh, seized.
Seized, I'll stand still. Don't you worry. I'll make it easy for you, buddy. You just line up each and every shot. I'll give you 3 chances, and I won't fire a single bullet back. Something's not quite right there.
Just a little bit strange. Yugi doesn't actually go for the gun, though. Of course, cannot know whether or not there's a man waiting to trade his life there. Does look like Na'Vi player has timed out. Everyone just standing still.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
I was like looking at that fight, I was just like, hold it a second, Lee. You got to give us something back, surely. But no, looks like there is an issue of some variety. Na'Vi, goodbye, friends.
Goodbye, friends.
Yeah, no internet for you.
Second game today. It's going to be played with some internet problems.
It's the B-Stream curse.
It is. It is the B-Stream curse. But hey, Na'Vi, let's talk about them. Really important stuff in that second round to be able to take on over and get themselves back on the board. It was always going to be a hard task, T-side, to be able to bring it back. And this round here was a question that they had to continue doing it. So obviously we'll figure out what's going on as far as that round is concerned, because everyone currently just doing their best, what do you call them? The statues, living statue impersonation. Yeah,
I think like right now the biggest thing we want to know is like what was the communication like on it, and if it's going to be a rollback or not. That's for me the first thing that springs to mind. Is that getting replay? Because if not, that's a big gift. Yeah, for sure. Like, absolutely would be, because it happened as seized did kind of just stand still. I don't know, man. It's finicky. It's not our decision. We'll wait and see. Let's talk about the game as a whole, because that's what we can talk about. Yeah. Na'Vi are now in a position. Let's just completely forget that round happened. So roll it back in our heads to before this round happened. Na'Vi are now in this position where they're tied up 9-9. They are in a position where they should be likely to take the round and take it to 10-9 before the guns come in following for Heroic. That's when things really get interesting. That's when Zeus's in-game leading with this old, new dynamic of Na'Vi really comes into test. What can he bring to the team, and how is he going to open up those holes in the Heroic defense? Composition, structure, the ability to read your opponent. I mean, all the simple stuff that an IGL worth any piece of bread and butter brings. I mean, that's as simple as that. We don't really need to go too much into the down and dirty of what an IGL itself brings. I mean, Zeus specifically, he will have an idea of what's going on exactly in these scenarios, and then will be calling back to his team, right, I need you to be doing this. I need you to be thinking about this. I need you to be precautious about this happening to you. And all of that information, all of that as it's kind of fed into the machine per se, allows his teammates to start creating opportunities, creating plays. That literally is the simple reality of the situation. We can certainly hope to see a bit more counterplay, but at the same time, why think about counterplay when they should be thinking about just getting themselves going? They've not been able to play many rounds. The buys, the first few, still yet to really be fulfilled. So until we see that, it's really hard to make a comment on what to fix, and instead, let's just see what they've got to show for themselves. For sure. Before that half finished, it was looking like the Heroic show, but Na'Vi figured it out. It's a bit up in the air now, suffice to say. I think Heroic have a lot more left in them. They have a lot more might really left to show, but it's going to come down to them kind of just bringing a bit more aggression, I think. They are quite far back at the moment still. You know, they're starting to be a little bit more crazy within some of the fights they take, but I think the aggression definitely is a good route for them to run down. Edward stepped up. Yep. It's huge for their team. Seized and Flamey, I think, are still perhaps maybe question marks on what they're going to bring to the dynamic. But at the moment, Na'Vi have those tools available to them to become the best team in the CIS region, for sure. And for Zeus, you know, he only wanted to win a major. Now, he's going to be looking to do it. Tweet something new. Has to tweet something new. What do you tweet at that point? I'd love to become a major back-to-back champion. I mean, what else would you tweet at that point, right? I mean, it worked once, it worked twice, right? I think, you know, we kid about it, but for Na'Vi, that's actually a pretty big thing. And for Zeus especially in his head, I mean, it was always interesting seeing kind of how the whole situation played out. You win a major and then you decide to depart. I mean, to bear in mind, when those guys went home, they were received like absolute royalty. it was. We saw some videos. There was some stuff put on Instagram by some of the guys, and it was quite something. It was a lot different than I think I've seen for a lot of other regions. In fairness, it was quite a special moment.
For sure. And something I want to talk about, it was a point I made. Kane, who's the coach, is almost like a good luck charm for CIS teams. Now, as a coach, good luck charm's probably a little bit taking away from what he actually offers. When Flipside gained their legendary status, that was Kane coaching the team. When Gambit won a major, it was Kane coaching a team. What does he do for Na'Vi here?
I look at it as less as luck and more of the fact that he's an exceptional sixth sense to a lot of people, especially Zeus. Their relationship has been so long in the making. You can really look back through the years and see how long they've been with each other. They've been always, whether it's been directly linked within teams or whether it's just been kind of the off-the-cuff relationship, the conversations here and there, watching demos together. You name it, they've pretty much been there and done it. Their history is huge. And
Zeus considers him an essential, he considers the coach as an essential part of Counter-Strike.
I mean, we saw why he departed his previous team. It says a lot. I mean, the statement from Gambit was,
We've got word that we are going to be playing from 9-9.
Okay.
So that is going to be the case. Obviously, just need to get everyone ready for that. Not entirely sure how long that will take. Heroic, you know, we kind of deem them the upset kings, right?
Yeah.
But in reality, this is a matchup that they seem suited for, especially in the current state that Na'Vi is.
I see where you're going with it. I do see where you're going with it. You're kind of trying to run down the idea that Na'Vi, they don't know what to make in themselves yet, right? New IGL coming in.
Na'Vi's not at full power yet. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
You know, this is their first competitive matches since they brought Seized back onto the roster and Zeus. So, you know, it's I think very fair to say that Na'Vi shouldn't be at full power yet because they need that time and that experience as a roster to hit that point.
I think with that said as well, it's not like Zeus doesn't know these guys. That's something that I think you can't treat this like it's a brand new IGL with a brand new set of players who has absolutely no idea how they play. No, he knows, you know, almost the ins and outs of each and every one of these players. He's come back to them, not first joined them. And I think that's the only reason why I'm a little bit hesitant on that. I think there's definitely a lot for them to give. It still is a different dynamic. It's very much kind of alluding to the same kind of discussion we had about FaZe earlier on.
Yep.
But with all that combined, at its core, he does know those players. He's played with those players. He's called with those players.
It's true.
So he does know what to do. He does know what to call in scenarios where he may not have something lined up within the new style, but he can definitely go back to that old style.
Just have to wonder how long it takes for them to rejoin that groove. You know, whenever you do go back and play maybe with some old mates that you used to play with years ago, you do hit that groove eventually. It feels good.
With time, practice, dedication, I mean, you guys know all the core values, right? It's all fairly simple. You put the effort in, you can start seeing some, hopefully some reward at least. But you've got to start somewhere.
Definitely do. As we wait for the server to be set up here,